property show. Today we look at the advantages of visiting the expo, the ideal platform for those looking to enter into the property market and shopping for great deals. The exhibitors of this expo crowned the event with amazing choices to pick from: ideal homes, land, mortgages, interior design products, building solution options, modern kitchen fittings, and this one had cars too. The property show team was not left out. We were at hand to give information on the dynamic property products. Later on the show, catch tips on how to make your bathroom cozy on the accessory spot. Our home ownership segment continues with Nana's journey and her empowering widows project. Interesting.
And she has children. That's the profile of the widow we pick. So before I can counsel her, before I can economically empower her, these children, even if they go to school, where are they coming back to? Shelter is our entry point.
Join this conversation and follow us on our social media platforms. We are answering your questions too. Let's get started. As always, there is something for everyone. Let's explore current trends and what the exhibitors had to offer.
The Classic 105 Homes and Auto Expo returned once again for this year's edition and was held at the KICC. Happening annually since 2013, this 5th edition was well attended by both exhibitors and visitors.
We kick off with Superior Homes, the developers of the lavish Green Park estates.
Located on Stony Athi, directly off Mombasa Road, Green Park Estate is only a 50 minutes drive from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and 5 minutes from Mulolongo town, where one can find all the major banks and shopping amenities. Green Park Estate, which is now on its phase 5, consists of picturesque homes, highly secure gates, good roads, great recreational facilities, and exclusivity.
Currently, we've done about 450 houses with about 400 already occupied. In total, we are looking at doing 700. We already have 2 schools within the estate. We have a clubhouse, so we are looking to do a shopping area in the near future. The idea is at the end of the construction, we have a fully fledged estate, a shopping area, so that once you are in Green Park, you don't have to go outside. You have all the amenities within. So Green Park is the estate we are currently developing, which has different house types. We have a quarter villa, a maisonette, bungalow, and a villa. They range between 9.58 up to 37 million. The villa, which is our latest, biggest house we have in the estate. Green Park is where your dreams come home, as in that which you've dreamt of. Come to Green Park, you'll find it there. One thing that is very unique about our project is when we started, we said it will be a gated community, open with fields for kids to play, large compound sizes, and the uniqueness is we've maintained that. Unlike most times people will say they'll do that and in between things change, the area is an open area. There are no high walls, there are no gates, there are no fences, security is provided. Kids can play together, your neighborhood kids, so you're able to kind of bring up a community living within the same area. Our main key selling point is the openness of the estate. the fact that there are rules and regulations that govern the estate. The idea is 20, 50 years from today, the way the estate sits is the same way it will be sitting. So within your lease agreement, you have the deed of covenant, which every homeowner has signed into. There is a management company that is currently managing the estate to make sure the rules are adhered to. So that has been a great selling point, because people have come from estates where they started well, and then extensions here and there, and it ends up polluting the estate. So Green Park, we've put that into place as we were beginning, to make sure 20, 30 years down the line, your home, your compound, your estate maintains the same uniqueness. We are 30 kilometers from Nairobi, 19 from the airport, down on Mombasa Road. Actually, I say you drive down on Mombasa Road, it's all brown, dry. Where you see green, you are in Green Park. It's on the left-hand side of the road, and it's very outstanding. You'll just see it as you come in. The expo is good because you get to meet people who've never heard about you before, so you are able to tell them about your product. And the fact that it is a homes and auto expo, it means people coming in are people looking to buy homes, plots. So you're able to meet new clients. You're able to meet clients who've known about you. Maybe they thought you sold out, and you still tell them we are in the market, and just to keep visibility to our clients.
Next, Denko Properties, the developers of Lavender Courts and Green Hub Estate. Let's see what they have.
We deal in bare land, houses, agribusiness projects, and basically that we advise our clients on where to invest and when, what are the prime properties, and how to go through the buying process. What I would say is unique about Denko Properties, we only deal in prime property. You won't find us selling, well, it might be cheap to some people, but however cheap it is, it's always prime. Yeah, so we always do our research, know which places are upcoming, what's developing in the country, in and out of Nairobi. So those are the places we invest in and advise our clients to invest in. So number one is always about location and our value addition to what we are selling. We always do value addition to our projects. Water and electricity is number one. We always provide fencing for our projects. So every time we have a new project, our key selling points are the value addition and the location. We have a number of projects, but what we are pushing right now is an agribusiness we are doing in Kitengela. We are doing the greenhouse project. We are selling our plots are going for 975,000, which is payable in 6 months. However, if you're in a position to pay for that property by cash, that is a one-off payment, we usually give you a discount at 885. Okay, so that is one of the projects that we are pushing right now, the agribusiness, and you have a guaranteed returns of 250,000 after every 6 months, guaranteed. The project is insured by APA Insurance. Yes, so there are no excuses about crop failure or something of the sort.
We caught up with property realtors with a range of properties they had to offer.
PRC actually we develop houses and affordable plots for both buyers and actual investors we have Lakeview Heights, which is based in Nakuru, an apartment of 40 units. We also have a number of plots like Kilimo Biashara and many more that are coming up here. Our key points in selling actually is basically on tracing what we offer to our clients based on our integrity. We give them the best returns that give them the best returns in terms of capital appreciation and rental yields. The expo actually is good for us, meaning that we are able to meet our clients on face-to-face, meet our new prospects as well, and we also feel that is the best place where we can showcase our products. The real estate is the best investment we have in Kenya because it's giving us the highest investment rate as compared to the other investment, as compared to other investment across the investment spectrum. So ownership of the houses, most Kenyans are actually looking for to own a home. The most challenge we have is just most investors, basically, they are developing for speculation as opposed to uptake. So a good investor in real estate or a good developer may take that chance. There's an opportunity to give the end consumers the best returns in this industry. So that is why you find people are looking for their houses. We are not meeting their needs.
And what's available in Langata?
Currently have projects in Nairobi within the Langata area. At the Classic FM Homes and Outdoor Expo, we are exhibiting a project that's very unique, one-bedroom luxury apartments at Sun Valley Estate. We call them Sun Valley Studio Apartments. They are luxurious, one bedroom. They are located within an upmarket neighborhood. Some of the amenities include high-end interiors. We have a 70,000 underground water tank. We have ample security within the vicinity. They are located right next to a tarmac road off Langata Road. What's unique about them is that one is the pricing. We're selling these apartments at 5.5 million. At the expo, we are giving a 5% discount. That's what makes us unique during this. One other unique aspect is that we are selling an apartment with a tenant, because all our apartments are 100% occupied. Yeah, so we sell you an apartment, you don't need to look for a tenant. You already have a tenant. And we're not only selling houses, we're selling a lifestyle. One of the things that I see out of the expo is one, it increases our visibility, because beyond this project, we have other projects that are lined up in the next, in the next year or so. So this positions us into getting to meet clientele, telling them what products we have, and selling products that are already complete, houses that are already complete. Yes, so we sell you a house, you come, view, like it, pay us, and move in, or we hand over the tenant to you. That's what is unique about us. We can still foresee a very bright future of the real estate industry. Yes. Some of the previous challenges have been the unpredictability of interest rates. But we are thankful to the government with the capping of the interest rates. There's more predictability, that we are able to break ground knowing that it's 14%, negotiate with the financier at 14%, negotiate with the end buyer at 14%. So that predictability is what any businessman wants. As an entrepreneur, you want predictability in your financing.
Avenue, we have all these projects in our portfolio. We also arrange private viewing. At the expo, we caught up with Telkom Kenya. The sleeping giant has woken. Let's hear more on their products.
Telkom Kenya is an effective and reliable telecommunications company. Being a government-owned company, Telkom was Kenya's first telecommunications provider. Having recently rebranded, the company has wide network coverage with a broad choice of offers and services to choose from. From 4G speed internet bundles to pocket-friendly texting and calling tariffs, Telkom Kenya definitely moving with you.
Well, there's a lot to tell about Telkom Kenya right now. We're a fresh new brand. We have rebranded from the previous Orange to Telkom. The idea essentially was to make sure that we can now resonate better with our clientele and understand them better. But the best and most important thing really to do first was to come up with a new face, a new sense of understanding, a new sense of confidence for the customer to then really say we're taking a step towards a bolder new future. And also to really make sure we reiterate to them that we're moving with them into that new future that they want to aspire to get to. So pretty much Telkom now offers what we would say a better alternative option or solution for the customer. They now cannot talk about only having singular options across the different business channels or the different offerings that they would essentially have wanted to look into. So pretty much that would be it. Secondly, also, the new Telkom comes forward with a new message towards an expanded network, more investment in infrastructure, which pretty much then would inform the quality and reliability of our network, which pretty much then would inform the quality and reliability of our products. So it's a cyclical effect, you could say. So at the end of the day, really, Telkom comes to you with better service, and essentially long-term is for a better quality experience for the customer. Reliability is important. The customer experience and the customer journey is equally as important. How do you make sure the customer feels there's value for their money? How do you make sure the customer feels that they have alternative solutions to work with, that they don't just feel boxed into a corner, that there's flexibility, that there's scalability in the options and solutions that they ask from us, really. When Telkom was relaunching, it took time to invest in a research that informed the segmentation of customers. So who will we be essentially targeting? Who will we be then talking to? How do we segment the different products and different messages and amplify the same to those customers? So pretty much like we're here today at the Classic Homes Expo, the idea is then to say we are talking to the potential aspiring homeowners, we're talking to those who want to invest in real estate, we're talking to SMEs as well, to tell them, fine, you are investing in that new structure, you are investing in that new real estate piece, but then what else do you need to ensure that you remain connected throughout? There's need for reliable internet connectivity. So end of day net, we are bringing forward to them the home plan. Can they then look into the variated options we have on the home plan? That is also quite flexible, and it's just a plug and play essential solution really that they can take up. You know, with 10,000 shillings or 9,999 less 1 shilling, you are going to get yourself a device that gives you different options with which you can then choose which works best for you in terms of connectivity really. So that is the first of the two things. Secondly, of course, there's the EaseNet offer that we have put up as well for our SME clients. You know, there are those who also be starting off a business, and it's a case of SOHO, small office, home office. You work from the house, so you're aspiring to grow your business. They need connectivity. Really right now in the business world, you need to have that solution that helps you to communicate better to your clientele. And the first important vortex is to use connectivity, to have reliable internet service. But then it has to be something on the go as well. So pretty much is to tell our customers, end of the day, we are giving you that solution that will help you to propel you, to move you forward, but it's not going to stick you to one location. You can actually move around with it as well. So there's that portability aspect as well that you have. And in terms of the pricing as well, it's quite competitive, it's not prohibitive, having taken into account the different segmentations of the customers so that they can also then have a variety of options. As I said earlier, the key thing is giving them alternative solutions, alternative choices with which to work with, not boxing the customer into a corner really, but helping them to move forward. But over and above just expanding the network, there's the densification of it. Densification in simple terms would refer to how do you make sure that within a certain geography there is no pocket of no network. So you're able to fill up all those pockets and ensure that as you move from one location to another, because now the Kenyan consumer is one who is very mobile, they do not realize or feel that the network has been cut off because there's no service in a very small difference of geography really. So densification of a network is what has been done, optimization of the service has been done as well, upgrading the service as well has been done. For example, we're no longer just on 3G, we've now upgraded to 4G, so an LTE, long-term evolution technology. That simply means that you have now faster speeds, you have better opportunity to converse, to download, pretty much improving the experience that you'd have had earlier from 3G. So 3G, 4G is a comparative difference. And not just that really, people would assume that it's then linked only to your typical urban centers. We've actually gone ahead to move that to 28 urban centers around the country. So that demonstrates really that we are growing, and it's really work in progress to improve the network. As we move along, as we understand where customers are, where the immediate need is, the network will continue growing in that regard.
Taking a short break. When we come back, we'll catch up with Nana's inspiring home ownership story and do-it-yourself tips for your bathroom. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching The Property Show, your premier property advisor. Imagine the sight of a beautifully crafted bathroom with one-of-a-kind do-it-yourself accessories, making it warm and cozy. Next, let's see what Violet, an aspiring interior designer, has for us.
This time around, I'm doing the visitor's cloakroom. Yes, I did a lot of painting, so this is like my labor of love. I didn't have much choice with the color scheme because the tiles were already pink. So I went on and did a pink, black and white color scheme. I know, strange. It's not the color you'd immediately run to when you're thinking of a washroom, but it goes well with pink. It doesn't feel funny like it's out of place. So I painted the walls black. Originally they were orange. The door frame, almost everything, just to go within the black and white scheme. Then I did the portrait. We have a portrait here, black and white also. Very abstract. I let my creativity take over. Yeah, so that's what I did there. Black and white, as you can see. Yes, so this towel holder was originally silver. When you go to any store, when you get fixtures, they're usually silver metallic. Yeah, so I spray painted this. As you can see, we have a white towel, going with the color scheme, of course. You know, when you get into a house, it's usually just plain mirror. So I didn't want it to stay that way. I wanted to mix things up a little bit. So I said, what can I do? What can I do? So I got this frame made. I got that black and white material, and whatever is in is plywood. I had plywood lying around, of course I would. Then I painted the frame of the window white. It was also orange. I spray painted the top, the soap dish. We have a decorative item on the side. We have a hand wash on this side. So the reason I have hand wash and soap on both sides is because, you know, some people prefer using soap other than hand wash. So yeah, you can have those options for your visitors. And there is a bin, a really small one, you know, just in case you need to throw tissue paper or something. Then over here we have a shelf. I specifically wanted this type of thickness. I think it looks wonderful. It came out nice. So we have what used to be a flower vase, candle holder. You can use it for anything, and I used it for soaps. So instead of having to, you know, get soaps from your kitchen pantry or something, you can just put them closer here. When you need to refill, you just put it back over here. Yeah, so, you know. And also another decorative piece over here and a candle. I think candles complement any space. This basket that you see is handmade by me. Here is a stand. It's lovely. I love it. I like the shape. Big enough to accommodate the things you want to put there, but not big enough to take over the whole washroom space. So on the top you can put a toilet spray, Vim of course, a toilet cleaner, Harpic on the top, because I mean those are not things you use all the time, so you can put it on the top. Over here you can put your refills of tissue, so that you know when it's over a visitor doesn't have to come asking where's the tissue at. So you can put your refills here, and another handmade basket I made. It's square shape. And on the third slot, these are books, magazines, when sometimes you need to just go through a few things. Then on the last slot we have other towels. So if this towel gets wet or you need to exchange it for another one, you can always go down to the bottom slot and pick another towel, easily replace, and then take this for washing. These are just the same to the one that we just saw. So really, you can always put whatever you want. Of course, me being me, I put candles. I love candles. I think they fit almost everywhere. And whatever you can see on top is just an accessory. Okay. So you can always put anything. You can put extra candles. You can put small sized accessories, big sized accessories, whatever makes it personalized to you. On the toilet I put a black candle, and this is actually one of those cups. It's an accessory actually with a message on it. What does it say? Agreements get better results than arguments. Do you agree? I agree. I definitely do. So because the entire toilet is white, I decided to go with black accessories on top of the toilet. Spray painted the flush top, and on this side I did not want to just make another ordinary abstract art. I decided to use this space to be like the message part. This is like your small personalized blackboard, and the message for today is tomorrow is another day. So I thought, why not? You can always put motivational messages for a visitor, so you can always change this, put it into a scripture, whatever you want. So this is what this was for. It doesn't take a lot of money to have a nice space like this. No, it doesn't. So thinking about what do I want, what feel do I want to get from that space, basically. Yeah, and this is what I came up with. And I think it's wonderful, it's beautiful. Any visitor would walk in and just be like, oh, where did I walk into? This house is so beautiful. I mean, they really took some thought to decorate this space. It is wonderful.
The accessory spot is the place to find new ideas for your space. Next week, we bring an interesting jikokoa with amazing features. Next, on this segment last week, Nana shared her amazing story on how the loss of her car was a pathway to finding her dream home. This conversation continues today. Let's catch more.
We're living in Jamhuri when we got married.
Jamhuri Estate?
Jamhuri Estate, off Ngong Road. And he ordered for me my first car. It was my dream car. That time, the hot cars were these RAV4. And I wanted a black RAV4, and I was told it had turbo this and turbo that. Things I don't even know what they meant, they just sounded nice and powerful. So he ordered for me my first car, and it landed. 3 a.m. that car was gone.
Stolen?
Gone, like gone, never to be seen, even today as we speak.
What?
It was simple. I was not going to have the car I wanted to have because the area we lived at that time was very insecure. So like a wise wife, I kept quiet for a few days, but I came back and I asked him, So which part of this country is safe
For
us to live in? Because if we can't own a car here, how are we going to raise children here? Remember, I'm expecting my firstborn. So out of really probably annoyance, he just answered me, State House. So okay, I said, all right, State House.
State House it is.
It became a little bit impossible to live in State House.
Yes. But you can live in
I
the
said,
neighborhood.
okay, let me go around State House. If I can't live inside, let me live on the peripheral of it. Yeah.
I know when I had this chat with you, you told me you obviously, like everybody, we have a dream home. Paint a picture for us of your dream home.
Ooh, my dream home. My dream home is not structures. It's not the brick and mortar. My dream home is the warmth. When you walk into my home, I want you as a guest, I want my husband, I want my sons when they walk home to really feel the warmth of us as a family, as a people who we are. It's a place where we can be ourselves. It's not the structures or the decor. It is the embracing, the love that we feel. That is my ideal home.
And what advice would you give a young couple looking at you and saying, wow, maybe you managed to buy this property because you had a huge saving, or that you had a lot of money, yet we know that beginning the home ownership journey is not a walk in the park. What advice would you give a young couple watching you?
First of all, I think due diligence on any property, including your home. You cannot underestimate due diligence when you're about to buy a property. Do your homework, engage the professionals, the lawyers, the architects if you're building, the quantity surveyors, the engineers. Deal with professionals. Don't take shortcuts. Take into consideration the distance from all the important areas, because you have to commute. In fact, that's one of the reasons we love our home where we are, because of easy access to our offices and all to other places we want to go. There's no hassle. But as I said, once you've taken care of the due diligence and you're happy with the location, yes, it's not a walk in the park, but you can never wait to have all the money. It's just never possible. You've just got to start
where you are.
You've got to start where you are and have a plan and work together. You know, if you are a man with a wife and so on, work together, because this is your home. And you know, it's a long-time investment. If it's going to take you a lifetime to pay for it, so be it. After all, you and your family are going to be in this home for a lifetime. Go for it. Don't stop yourself.
Let's shift gears and talk about your program that is very dear to your heart, Empowering the Widow. Let's talk about that.
That's where my heart lies. I'm the founder of Power Woman International. We are about empowering women, but with a soft spot for widows, ostracized widows and the forgotten widows. Remember, it's not all the widows that I need. No, we picked on the forgotten widow for reason, as simple as that. It's amazing and still shocking how a woman's identity is still so tied to her husband. The forgotten widow is the widow whose existence ceased once her husband died. Her existence and her rights ceased in the eyes of the community. So it's that shosho that people know. There's like a shosho that lives somewhere around there. They somehow knows she exists, but nobody really cares whether she eats, breathes, alive or not. That is a forgotten widow. You find her in dilapidated conditions. You find her ill. You find her in deplorable conditions. That's the widow we look for. The ostracized widow. Many people ask, what is ostracized? By the way, ostracization is not unique to Kenya. It's a practice that's practiced in Central East Africa. But in Kenya, it's mainly in western part of Kenya. We also picked on the ostracized widow because for me, these are my people. As you may know, I am born of a Tanzanian mother and a Kenyan father from Western Kenya. So these are my people. And our culture dictates that when your husband dies, you are required to be inherited, normally by a brother or a close relative. The idea is to keep this widow in the family and look after her children, which is an excellent thing.
Does that culture exist today?
Oh yes, very much so. Like today.
Wow.
Yes, not yesterday, like today. But what is unspoken, and we call that the unspoken truth, is that this widow cannot be inherited without her being first cleansed. And cleansing is a sexual act. Now, due to the HIV prevalence in the region, most of these widows have started saying no to sexual cleansing. And those that say no to sexual cleansing, they are ostracized, meaning they are ejected and banished from the community. So we find these widows, again, rejected by the community. So you tend to find them again in deplorable conditions, abused physically, emotionally, mentally. And we pick on the ones that have children because we feel that type of a widow with children is like 3 times the burden. So those types of widows are the ones we pick, and we support them under 4 pillars. Shelter being number 1.
So you provide a home for them?
We provide homes. We build houses for ostracized widows and the forgotten widows. And the reason is very simple. First of all, shelter is a basic need. Yes. Like food, it's a basic need. And the type of widow we support is because she's already been ejected and she has no support system. And as I said, we support her under 4 pillars. The second one being counseling, third, economic empowerment, and then education for the children. When I started this work, I asked myself, this type of widow where I am finding her, am I going to counsel her under a tree? Am I going to economically empower her under a tree? It's not possible. And she has children. That's the profile of the widow we pick. So before I can counsel her, before I can economically empower her, these children, even if they go to school, where are they coming back to? Shelter is our entry point. First of all, it's about restoring dignity to this widow. Give her shelter, restore dignity, counsel her, economically empower her, and then make sure the children go back to school.
Ownership is about the journey, not the destination. You too can share your journey with us and encourage the next homeowner. Just call on us and I'll be at your doorstep. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching The Property Show. This conversation continues on our social media platforms. See you next Sunday as we discover the next investment frontier. Your property search starts right here. As always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.